What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Duran Duran. And once again, I wanted to give a big shout out to friend and champion of the channel, Adam, who shared an enormous amount of music with me. I've only, started to go through the very tip of the iceberg. Nevertheless, I do appreciate all the music, and I'd like to go through a lot of it. But yeah, one of the things that he shared is some Duran Duran, including a number of live performances that I haven't seen elsewhere. And he was saying that, there's some that I've been going through, like the one from the '95 tour in California, because, it has a bit rocky, more rock-oriented feel to it, which, I certainly enjoyed that side of Duran's creative output. But he mentioned that the '97 tour is particularly good, and he was saying that the performance, which is from Pleasure Island in Florida, which I didn't know there was actually a place called Pleasure Island in Florida. You learn something new every day. But yeah, ultimately this is from '97, so it's the Medazzaland tour, which, people who know the channel will know I'm hugely fond of that album. I think it's a testament to their more experimental and perhaps darker sonic explorations, and certainly, even lyrically, I think there's a more unsettled or warped nature to some of the themes. So I really enjoy what the album represents. Once again, big shout out to Izzy, friend and champion of the channel for a long time now, and he had mentioned before I even got to that album that it was in some ways like Duran's version of Depeche Mode's Ultra, which was released in the same year, '97, and is seen as probably their most experimental and edgy, industrial, and otherwise off the beaten path album, and that greatly intrigued me, and it turned out to be a very accurate description, although again in Duran's way, in a different way than Ultra is for Depeche Mode. But yeah, ultimately it's an album I enjoy a great deal. So this performance in Pleasure Island in Florida from '97 begins with an intro. It's just called intro, like a minute long. I assume they may say some things and, something about what the audience is about to hear. But then the first track is Medazzaland, which makes sense. You're going to start as the album does with the title track. Not that every album does that or needs to do that, but I do think it's often a nice choice, certainly in some cases, and I think Medazzaland is a great case, which it reminds me when I reacted to that, I had been saying Medazzaland in the lead up to getting to that album, and then literally like the first thing of the song is like Medazzaland. It's like, oh wait, sorry, didn't realize I was saying it wrong. Nevertheless, let's hear it. This is from 1997, Duran Duran performing first an intro, which again I assume would just be them, talking to the crowd, and then Medazzaland from the album of the same name and the same year. Blueprint's getting heavier, getting bigger. Maybe just setting up the dark, hypnotic, maybe a bit eerie or unsettling, slightly tribal atmosphere of Medazzaland, that very weird place. Maybe they were walking out as this started to play.
I have a problem, they said they could solve. Soon I won't speak. I have no words left in me. to begin. I'm sinking deeper and deeper into Medazzaland. I can feel the scalpel on my skin. It's cutting in deeper and deeper. I'm in Medazzaland. Oh, Medazzaland.
That feedback mixed with the line about the scalpel going in, it gives you a very Clockwork Orange feel. Wailing off in some distant dimension.
Into Medazzaland. Into Medazzaland. Into Medazzaland. Into Medazzaland. Into Medazzaland.
Hypnotic chant mantra.
Into Medazzaland.
I know I've reacted to the whole Medazzaland album, and I think with an Electric Barbarella, I'm gonna do more with the vinyl for this. Amazing. I love it. It really did sound like a great live performance, which again, I enjoy a lot of what I listen to, live, even, bootleg recordings, which maybe don't have the most crisp and powerful audio, whatever. But yeah, there's some times where I've reacted and it's like, oh, I think that sounds pretty good. And people are like, I think the vocals could be better and there are parts that weren't particularly, sonically pleasing. But I'd be curious to hear what people think about that, because that sounded really good to me. That sounded like the track, but with a live atmosphere and perhaps a slightly different vocal delivery, at least the experience of it. So yeah, I felt like that was a really cool recording. Let me know if you agree, and I do apologize, Luca, who is basically comatose at this point, but I am just gonna have to quickly slide you over here. And I think, like in Raiders of the Lost Ark, where we are good. Actually, he's not good, right? That's when the rock comes down. In any case, let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.